Hey everybody, it's Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my journal and planner stack for 2026. Let's talk about it. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, it has been quite some time since I've had a planner stack in front of me. Over the last couple of years, I have been in one planner, whether it was like a Franken planner or a Transformer planner. I have been on one set of discs for a while, and things obviously are changing. I am a multi-passionate person, and as much as I want to fit my entire life on one set of discs, it was just not working for me anymore. I needed a little bit more of separation, and so I created this little planner stack over the weekend, and I really hope it's going to help for this season of life that I'm in. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these one by one and share with you guys my use for each one and my intentions for each one. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, keep watching. So you guys have seen my mini quite a few times. She goes on and off expander discs depending on which way the wind is blowing. Right now she's on expander disc. So this is sort of like my brain. This is the command center. This is like the hub for everything. This is where everything lives. This is my everyday carry. So a little bit has changed. So I still have my prayers here. And these are just really quick general prayers because obviously there's not a lot of space, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So I have 6 months of this on here, and what I've been realizing is that when I'm keeping 6 months or more on a set of discs, I am more likely to finish the planner, complete the planner. I was noticing that when I was Franken planning and Transformer planning, I would get really disorganized. I would forget where I put portions of the planner. And when it came time for me to reset the planner again or set up the planner again for the next few months, I found myself dreading that process. I really don't like setting up my planners. I love the flexibility of the disc-bound system, but I just don't want to be bothered setting it up a lot. So I try to put as many months on as possible so I am not setting up my planner over and over again. So I have 6 months of my just general quick prayers. I just have my wrong dividers in here. They are serving absolutely no purpose other than the fact that they're super cute and I love them. So after that, I have just my filler paper in here for brainstorming ideas when things pop in my head or I'm just trying to work things out in my head. I have all of this filler paper here. So the next section of my planner is my catch-all. So in July 2025, I was using a horizontal layout for my catch-all planner. It was like everything, and that was working really well for me. I ended up getting away from that, and for January and February of this year, I switched over to a dashboard layout. And so I was just kind of using this as like just a little journal and just like positive affirmations, jotting things down. But I am going back to using this horizontal for my catch-all. And so January like didn't get used because I was in a dashboard. Most of February didn't get used. But this is what I started today, and I was doing this before, and I don't know why I got away from it because it was working really well for me. So I was putting stickers down the middle, and then I would put my work tasks here, personal tasks here, and that was working for me. And let me know down in the comments if you have a system and it really works, and for some reason you just like get away from it. I don't know what that's about, but I'm coming back to this and it just worked really well for me today. So I have 6 months on here from January to June. And you guys, when June comes, I'm going to need a complete mini setup all over again. So I'm really hoping that Happy Planner will have a horizontal layout that I like. I'm really also hoping that Happy Planner will include the minis in their customization. They have customization for the classic, they have a customization for the big, and I'm hoping that they add the mini to that setup where we can customize our own mini Happy Planners. Please and thank you. So moving on, I have 6 months of my creative journal in here from January until June. And this is in a vertical layout, and I just kind of use it as one big sheet of paper. So there's that, and that is my mini, and this is my everyday carry. I have this with me all the time, and I love it. She is my chunky little baby, and I have her with me all the time. So moving on, I don't think I've ever shown this on this channel before, so this might be a little bit of an exclusive. So this is my poetry journal, and I have taken a lot of my poems off of my computer, and I have just printed them out and glued them onto scrapbook paper. And it was just a really nice creative little project for me to do that. A lot of times I feel disconnected from my writing when it is just sitting on my computer, and this is just a way for me to look at it, read it, keep track of it. I'm also thinking about doing a read aloud of this on this channel. So if you guys are interested in poetry, go check out my website. Let me know if you want me to do a read aloud of this, because I definitely think I'm going to do that. I love poetry. It is one of the genres that I write the most. So this is my poetry journal, and I love putting all of my poems in here. So there is that. Love this in my skinny classic. I can't wait until this gets like super chunky. So let's talk about the next planner in my lineup. So I'm gonna open this up so I'm not like blinding you guys with the glare. So another reason why I'm liking being back in separate planners or multiple planners and journals is because I get to use my stash. So this is a copy of my newsletter on my website. I am planning to release quarterly newsletters this year, and so I just have this in here, and it just helps me to keep track of my newsletters. So I'm calling this planner my project planner. And this is in an outdated, it's a 2024-2025 outdated lined vertical. I was using this as my reading journal, reading tracker, and I have repurposed it as my project planner. And I'm multi-passionate. I have lots of different projects that I'm working on and that I want to keep track of, and I think this is going to help me to see my progress. So again, this is outdated. You guys, I never use this, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna use this as gratitude. When the gratitude bug bites me, I wanna just list things I'm grateful for, and I don't have to fill up all the lines. every single day. It's just whenever I'm thinking about it, I will list the things that I'm grateful for, just so I can start using up these pages. So this says July 2024 on here. Again, it's outdated. I haven't changed that. I probably I don't know. It's outdated. I'm just trying to use it. So again, I like to use my monthly as just like a journaling spread, a vision board spread. I rarely use the monthly portion of my planner to write down dates or anything. I just like to create just this visually pleasing launch pad of my creativity. So I had to bring out my wrong babes for this portion of my project planner. So each column represents different creative projects that I'm working on. So I have Poshmark, and I have YouTube, Paper Poetry Prose, which is my website, Collapse, Catharsis, which are 2 writing projects that I'm working on, my reading that I want to keep track of, and I am teaching myself how to make music on GarageBand. So I was thinking of using this section of my planner as either a monthly or a quarterly sort of check-in on all of my creative projects. And I just want to make lists or ideas or little bite-sized tasks that I want to complete that'll help these projects move along. I really need to see a bird's eye view of how much progress that I'm making in each of these areas. And I was always struggling how to track my progress in each of these areas. And I think these columns are really going to help separate it for me. And again, I'm thinking of using this either monthly or quarterly. So this isn't going to be something that I'm going to be using every day. It isn't going to be something that I'm going to be carrying around every day. This is just going to be in my little planner area. And I'm going to reference it from time to time, not every single day. And hopefully I can just continue to add. And then once all of these lines get filled up, then I can move on to the next page and so on and so forth. So I'm calling this my project planner. And this is an 18-month of this lined vertical. I don't even think Happy Planner makes lined vertical anymore. I don't even think they have it as a customizable option. So I am going to be really sad when this all runs out, but I have 17 months in here. And then if Happy Planner no longer makes this, or they decide not to bring it back, I'm just going to have to go on Etsy and, do my own printout. But until then, we will worry about that bridge when we cross it. But this is my project planner. So moving right along, the next, and I'm just popping this page up so I'm not blinding you guys. The next thing in my stack, this is my prayer journal. And I know I do prayers in my mini, but these are my long-winded prayers. These are my more detailed prayers that I have for my family, my fiance, my son, just my deep dive prayers. So this is a mix of a few different planners in here that I'm just trying to use. And this is another reason why I like being in multiple planners, because I get to use more of my stash. So I have some different planners in here. I think I have a vertical layout and a horizontal layout in here of about 3 different planners. I kind of went with a flower theme in here. So I have specific prayers in here, and I'm just gonna flip to the page that I can show you guys. So I have specific prayers, and there's a section. So I have a section for my fiance, and then I have a section for, let me see, I have a section for us as a soon to be married couple, and just some prayers on marriage. And then I have a section for myself, and just different things that God is helping me with. And again, these are all of my very long-winded prayers, my deep dive prayers that I like to call them. The rest of this for right now is empty. There isn't anything in here. So I'm going to be adding prayers for our children, prayers for family members and co-workers, and just all the other things that we are praying for. But I really needed like more space to do my, long-winded deep dive prayers. And sometimes I just have that time, you guys, where I'm praying my heart out. So and then I have just my daily prayers, like in my mini. I have my daily prayers in my mini, where it's just like just enough space for it to be, I have just enough space for like a quick little prayer or scripture to jot down here. But this is for my deep dive prayer time. So this is my prayer journal that I love very much. So the next item here, this is my writing notebook. So you guys saw this when I did my classic to A5. This has always been, I started out with my writing notebook in a big happy planner, and then I switched to a classic size. And then I was like, that's still too big. So I cut everything down to A5. But I think I want to go back to a classic size. So you guys pretty much saw this already. This is just my collection of poems, and then I have my collection of personal essays, and then my collection of short stories. So I won't go over all of this again because you guys probably already saw this, and I don't want to be redundant. But in case you didn't see it, it's just my edits for my poems, edits for my collection of personal essays, and my short stories. So I have some tabs here. These pink tabs just represent the poems that are posted on my website. The orange tabs represent the poems that are not posted on my website. And then these blue tabs just kind of give me like a reference point on how far along I am in my edits. So that is my writing notebook. So that concludes my planner stack, you guys. I have my writing notebook, my prayer journal, my poetry journal, my project planner, and then my everyday carry, which is my mini. So that is my planner stack. And I have not been in multiple planners and notebooks that have been separated in a long time. So again, I'm not going to be using all of these every day. This is my everyday. The rest of these will be used from time to time, and I don't carry these with me every day either. This is my everyday carry. These are just a more detailed version of what's in here. So let me know down in the comments, do you guys use multiple planners? Do you use them separately? Do you Franken plan them? What do you guys like? What works best for you? There's no right or wrong way. There's only the way that fits your lifestyle, that fits the season of life that you are in. And just do what works best for you. I've kind of come full circle. I feel like I've tried a little bit of everything, all the layouts, all the systems, and I'm going to see if this works for me for this season of my life. And if not, you guys know I will go in and make changes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.